Welcome to PowerPoint Beginners Lesson 3. In this tutorial, you will learn how to insert text and format text, insert word art, and format your word art. In the last lesson, you learned how to apply a design or color to your background. I had chosen the gradient background, and again, my colors were consistent with my topic, Earth's layer. So I'm clicked onto the first slide. As you can see, it's highlighted on the left. And I want to go and I want to first add a layout to each of my slides. So on my first slide, I'm going to click Layout. And I'm going to choose a title slide because usually that works best for your first slide. And you will notice that my Earth's layers is in a text box. That's what these dotted lines are. When you click out of the text box, you do not see that box anymore. To insert text, it's quite easy if you've chosen a layout that already has text boxes in them. To add text, you click in the box where it says click to add subtitle. So I click in here, and I'm going to record a subtitle, Chapter 7, Lesson 1. And again, when I click out of the box, it will go away. In the next video, you will learn how to insert a text box. Once you learn how to insert a text box, inserting text inside that box is quite simple. Now that I have text inserted in my text boxes, I'm going to format my text. So simply to format your text, I'm going to click, and so I see that box around it, and I'm going to click on my mouse and hold it down and highlight Earth's layer. Once I do that, you will see there's a little box right above it. This is your formatting box. This is just one of the ways you can format text. You may also format your text under the Home tab in the ribbon. So what I'm going to do is since it's my title, I'm going to bold it. And I'm also going to make it larger, so I can click the size, and you'll notice it gets bigger. I'm going to click size 72. Over here I can change the font style, so I can click, and as you go down you can see different font type. Now I can also left align the text within the box, I can center it within the box, or I can right align it within the box. Because it's my title, I'm going to center it, and I can also change the color of it as well. I can click on this button and I can choose any color that I want, and you will see that it changes as I move over the colors. So you can see what colors work well together. Remember, you want it to be visible and for your audience and not causing them to strain their eyes. So that option would not work. However, black looks really nice. So I'm going to keep black. You can also fill the shape, meaning fill the text box. So if I click on this arrow, I can choose a color, and you'll see behind the text lights up. So you can select the background color, or you can choose to have no fill, which is how I'm going to keep it. When you are changing how you want your text to look, you don't have to just bold it. So let me highlight this again. You have an I, which means to italicize it, which slants the layers. If you go up to the ribbon up here, you can see a U with a line under. That means it underlines it, or you could take it off. If I click on the italicize again, it takes it away. Again, you can use the options up here, or after you highlight, a box will appear and you can access that from this box. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font on Chapter 7, Lesson 1. So I'm going to click on the letters until the box pops up around the words. I'm going to highlight Chapter 7, Lesson 1, and go over to my formatting box, and I'm going to change this font color to black. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than it was, size 44. And I'm going to change it to a different font. And there you go, you can format the font. One other thing that is really interesting, if you go up into the ribbon above, you will see something called text direction, and if you click on that, you can actually rotate how you want your text to look. So you can have it horizontal, you can rotate it 90 degrees, you can rotate it 270 degrees, or you could have it stacked. And there's more options below. I'm going to keep it horizontal, just the way it was. So this is another option in case you want to change the direction of your text. Another idea other than just inserting regular text, you can insert word art. To insert word art, you go up to the button, the tab that says Insert, and you click on it. And then you're going to go across until you find word art, which has a uppercase A, and you're going to click on that. And you will see a whole bunch of options under word art. So let me choose, I'm going to choose this A, and you will see a text box appear, and it says your text here. So if I just take that out and write in Earth Science, I'm going to move this text box up to the top so you can see it. You will see it now has a reflection of the letters. So this is a fancy way of that your text could look. To format your word art, you can go up to the ribbon here where it says Shape Styles. And again, if I click this arrow and this line above it, I can see a whole bunch of different ideas. And you can see now it has filled in behind the text. So I'm going to go with black. So you can also click on Shape Fill, which changes the color of the background behind the text. You can click on Shape Outline, which is hard to see because it's not very thick. So let me show you what I mean. Let me choose blue, and then I'm going to go to Shape Outline again, and I'm going to go down here where it says Weight, and you will notice you can change the thickness of the line. And now you can see that it's adding an outline to the text box. So if I select 6 point, now you have a border around that text box. You can also go to Shape Effects, click on this button, and you can select all these different options that are provided to you. So for example, if I go to 3D rotation, you will see that it now has moved my text. If I go back up here, I can change it again. I can pick this style. It just makes it look a little bit different. So there's a whole bunch of options here. I can go to glow, and it puts a glow around your border. There's so many different options for you to fancy up your text. So again, you have your shape style effects, which deals with the shape of the text box, putting color behind the text, making the border thicker, changing the design of the border. You can make it to look dashed, to have like dots, stars. You can change your text box on an angle. Then you have your word art styles. So if I go up to the ribbon and I click this arrow, more options come up. Now, as you can see behind the box, as I move over these different A's, you will see the letters in the text box changing. So I'm going to select this A. Now we have Earth Science in orange. I can do a text fill, which fills in your text, and you can see behind this box the color of the text actually changing. You can give a different color text outline than the fill, which gives it an outline. So you can see there's an outline around the orange of the letters. You can also change, so if I change this to blue and then I go back to text outline, I can change the weight of this so that you can see. And I can also change the line to make it have little asterisks, to have squares, longer dashed lines. So you can choose what works best for you. I'm just going to leave a solid line. And then the text effects is adding effects to your text. So you can make your words glow. As you can see, the glow behind it as I move over these different options. I can rotate the words within the box, which then will rotate the text box. I can have a reflection, a shadow on the text. So when you're formatting word art, keep in mind you have two options: shape styles, which makes changes to the text box itself, and then word art styles, which makes changes to the words inside the text box. This is the end of Beginner's Lesson 3. In the next lesson, you're going to learn how to insert text boxes in more detail. By the end of this last tutorial in the beginner section, please keep in mind that you are to have created a couple of slides, and on those slides you should have a background color, a background gradient, a background pattern, or you could have selected one of the designs as well. I should also be able to see that you have inserted text on each of your slides, that I see a piece of word art on your slides, and that you have formatted your text and your word art. Also, don't forget, in Lesson 1 we learned all different commands. So, if you start with your first slide and you want to keep the same layout, don't forget, you can go to, you can click on the slide and you can duplicate it and it will make another copy of it. Don't forget, you can copy and paste your headings from one slide to the next after you have formatted your text. By right-clicking, there's cut, copy, and there's paste, or there's shortcuts. So for cut, it's Control X. For copy, it's Control C, and for paste, it's Control V. So do not forget those shortcuts and to refer back to Lesson 1. And again, most importantly, don't forget to Control S, which saves your document. Here's an example of what should be grasped by the end of video 3 and that you should have in your videos.